Have you ever driven home from a visit, sitting in the quiet of your car, your hands resting on the steering wheel, feeling inexplicably heavy? There was no shouting, no grand argument, no slammed doors. The surface of the afternoon seemed perfectly normal. A cup of tea, a shared meal. Yet, as you pulled out of their driveway, you realized something had been quietly taken from you. It wasn't a sudden blow, but 1,000 tiny cuts. A casual remark, a subtle dismissal, a joke that didn't feel like a joke at all. If you have felt this quiet draining of your spirit, I want you to know your intuition is not wrong. Your body, your sitter, your deep mind is trying to tell you something true. Welcome, friends. Today, we are going to explore a deeply misunderstood aspect of our practice. Many of us carry a profound illusion about what it means to be a kind person. We confuse compassion with endurance. We believe that to be spiritual, to practice loving kindness, or simply to be a good person, we must absorb everyone else's thorns. We swallow our discomfort. We smile through disrespect. We tell ourselves, they don't know any better. I must be patient. But let us be very clear. Compassion without boundaries is not compassion at all. It is self-abandonment. The Buddha did not teach us to become doormats for the unmindful behaviors of others. He taught that true compassion, metta, must always walk hand in hand with prajna, deep wisdom. And wisdom requires us to see reality exactly as it is, not as we wish it to be. In the later chapters of our lives, the time and energy we have left become our most sacred possessions. They are finite. They are precious. The Buddha spoke of kalyanamittata, admirable friendship. He told his attendant, Ananda, that surrounding ourselves with good, mindful people is not just half of the spiritual path. It is the whole of the path. Who we allow into our inner space matters. The soil in which we plant our remaining days matters. Today, we are going to look closely at 7 things people say. 7 subtle, everyday phrases that reveal a fundamental lack of respect for your presence. We are not going to identify these phrases to build resentment. We are not doing this to judge those who speak them. They are entangled in their own karma, their own suffering, and their own unawareness. Instead, we recognize these signs to practice upekkha, equanimity, the profound, quiet strength to smile, to gracefully let go, and to stop knocking on doors that only lead to your exhaustion. We recognize them so we can learn the holy art of walking away, and in doing so, protect the peace we have worked our entire lives to build. Stay with me. Let us look at the first sign. Imagine, for a moment, that you decide to visit someone you love, perhaps a grown child or a lifelong friend. You haven't seen them in weeks. You bring something simple, maybe some fresh fruit or bread from a bakery you know they like. You arrive with a full heart, hoping only to share a moment of warmth. You knock. The door opens, and the very first words you hear are, "You should have called first." Not, "Come in." Not, "It is so good to see you." But a correction, a procedural rule. Now, we must apply our wisdom here. There are moments in life when people have genuine, necessary boundaries. A sleeping baby, a demanding work deadline, a moment of deep exhaustion. We must always respect those. But I am not speaking of the rare, inconvenient afternoon. I am speaking of a pattern. I am speaking of the person for whom your spontaneous arrival is always treated as an intrusion. In the Buddhist teachings, we speak of metta, loving kindness. True metta is described as an open, spacious quality of heart. It is the joy of simply sharing existence with another being. Metta does not require a calendar. It does not demand a scheduled appointment to be activated. When someone consistently meets your presence with annoyance, they are demonstrating a deep attachment, upadana, to their own rigid routines. They are prioritizing their personal, undisturbed comfort over the precious, fleeting opportunity to connect with you. They are grasping at their schedule and pushing away your love. Do not be angry with them, but also do not be blind. When someone makes you feel that you must constantly justify your arrival, they are showing you the limits of their capacity for you. Have the grace to step back. Do not force your light into a room where the curtains are drawn tightly shut. Let us move to the second sign. There is a friend you have known for decades. You have shared history, laughter, perhaps even grief. But lately, in these sunset years, whenever you reach out, whenever you suggest a walk, a phone call, or a cup of coffee, the answer is always a variation of the same phrase. I'm so busy right now. Let's do it next week. Next week arrives, and it becomes next month. Next month softly fades into next year, and you find yourself sitting alone, wondering, what did I do wrong? Am I no longer important? Listen to me carefully. You did nothing wrong. We live in a world that glorifies being busy. But a person who consistently has no time for you over a span of months or years is not a person with a full schedule. They are a person who has made a choice. This brings us to the core Buddhist truth of anicca, impermanence. Everything changes. The mountains change. The seasons change. And human hearts change, too. Relationships are not stone monuments, they are rivers. Sometimes, the karmic tie that brought two people together simply runs its course. The lessons have been learned. The shared path diverges. Our suffering arises because we refuse to accept anicca. We cling to the memory of who this friend used to be, and we beg the universe to make them that way again. When someone hands you the empty promise of next week for the 100th time, let it be the bell of mindfulness, awakening you to the present reality. See it for what it is. Distance. Do not harbor bitterness. Bitterness is a heavy stone to carry in your heart. Instead, bow to the memory of the good times you shared, and gently release your grip. You do not need to wait in the lobby of someone else's life, hoping they will pencil you in. Let the river flow where it will, and return your precious energy to those who are actually walking beside you today. Let us sit with the third sign. Imagine there is a wound you have carried for a long time. It was caused by someone close to you, perhaps during a difficult season of your lives. It is not a misunderstanding, it is a real hurt. One afternoon, gathering your courage and acting from a place of vulnerability, you finally speak of it. You do not ask for a grand punishment. You only ask for the truth to be seen. And they look at you, sighing, and say, "Why do you always bring up the past? Let it go." And just like that, the door is slammed in your face. In Buddhism, the practice of letting go is sacred. We meditate to release our grip on resentments, because carrying anger is like holding a hot coal and expecting the other person to burn. But we must be fiercely clear about this distinction. Voluntary release is a spiritual achievement. Being told to let go by the very person who caused the wound is not spirituality. It is erasure. The Buddha taught Sakha, truthfulness, as an absolute pillar of right speech and awakening. A relationship cannot be deeply healed around a silence that one person imposes on another. When someone dismisses your pain with, "Let it go," they are not offering you spiritual advice. They are trying to evade their own karma. They are protecting their own comfort at the expense of your dignity. Do not allow them to use spiritual concepts to silence you. True healing requires the courage to look at the wound together. If they refuse to look, recognize that you cannot heal a relationship alone. You can forgive them in your own heart, for your own peace. But you do not have to keep sitting at a table where your truth is not allowed to be spoken. This brings us to the fourth phrase. Of all the things we are discussing today, this one might be the most quietly dangerous. You are at a family gathering. A relative makes a small, cutting remark about your life choices, your health, or your appearance. It stings. You quietly say, "That hurt." And their response is immediate. "Oh, you're just too sensitive. I didn't mean anything by it." Listen to the subtle violence in those words. They do not just dismiss the event, they dismiss you. They tell you that the problem is not their careless speech, but your flawed perception. The Buddha taught that we are composed of 5 aggregates, the khandhas. One of these is Vedana, our feeling tone, our capacity to experience sensations as pleasant, unpleasant, or neutral. Vedana is not a mistake. It is not a weakness. It is the fundamental way a conscious being experiences the world. Your feelings are a profound biological and spiritual compass. When a person constantly tells you that you are too sensitive or that you are overreacting, they are doing something deeply harmful. They are teaching you to distrust your own mind. They are planting the seeds of avijja, ignorance and confusion, right into your awareness, making you doubt the very reality of your own experience. Do not let anyone convince you that your pain is an illusion just because they refuse to take responsibility for causing it. Buddhist practice teaches us to observe our feelings without clinging to them. Yes, but it never asks us to pretend they do not exist. If your feelings are consistently treated as an inconvenience, if a person's immediate reaction to your pain is to correct you rather than comfort you, that space is not safe for your heart. Trust what you feel. Trusting your own Vedana is the beginning of reclaiming your peace. Let us move to the 5th sign. You are sitting at a dinner table with family or old friends. The conversation is lively. Suddenly, the attention turns to you, and someone makes a joke. But it is not a gentle joke. It is a sharp remark aimed directly at your vulnerability. Perhaps your memory lapses, a recent health struggle, or a past failure. The table laughs. You sit there, feeling a cold knot in your stomach. When you quietly express that the comment hurt, the shield is raised immediately. It was just a joke. You're so serious. Can't you take a joke? There is a profound teaching in the Buddha's noble eightfold path. Samma vāca, right speech. The Buddha was meticulously clear about this. For speech to be right, it must be truthful, it must be timely, and above all, it must be beneficial and kind. There is no exception in the ancient texts that says, harmful speech is acceptable as long as you smile while saying it. Humor, in a healthy, loving relationship, is a bridge. It connects us through shared absurdity. But humor that pokes at your wounds, that tests the boundaries of your dignity, is not humor. It is power dressed as a punchline. It is a way for someone to assert dominance or vent their own hidden resentments without taking responsibility for their words. Words have karmic weight. A blade does not stop being a blade just because the person holding it is laughing. If someone continuously uses your vulnerabilities as their entertainment and then blames you for bleeding when they cut you, they are generating unskillful karma. You do not need to scold them, but you must protect yourself. Step away from the theater where your pain is the punchline. Now, let us look at the sixth phrase. This one often comes from people who claim to love us very much, which makes it incredibly confusing. As we grow older, the reality of our fragile human bodies becomes impossible to ignore. There are times when you need to speak about heavy things. A fear of an upcoming surgery, the deep loneliness of missing someone who has passed on, the quiet anxiety about the years ahead. You reach out to someone close, needing only a listening ear, but they quickly cut you off. We don't need to talk about that right now. Let's just keep things positive. The door of the conversation is firmly locked. In the Buddhist tradition, true compassion is called karuna. The root of this Pali word is beautiful and striking. It means to tremble or quiver at the pain of another. Karuna is not about fixing the problem. It is about the willingness to bear witness, to sit in the dark with someone and say, I am here. When a person refuses to let you speak of your suffering, when they demand that you only present a positive version of yourself, they are not protecting you from sadness. They are protecting their own ego from discomfort. They are afraid of the dark, and so they demand that you turn on the lights, even when your soul needs to rest in the shadows. This is where our wisdom must arise. When someone lacks the capacity for karuna, it is a reflection of their own spiritual immaturity, their own fear of impermanence and death. Your boundary here is an internal one. Stop asking a shallow well to provide deep water. Release the expectation that they can hold your pain. Forgive their inability to be fully present, but recognize the reality. A relationship where only one person's comfort is allowed to exist is not yet a real relationship. Reserve your deepest truths for those who possess the courage to sit with you in the quiet, uncomfortable spaces of life. Let us sit with the seventh and final sign. In many ways, this is the most subtle, yet the most total of them all. You try to express a new boundary, or you share that you need a little more help these days, or perhaps you simply react differently to a situation than you used to, and immediately the gavel falls. You always make it about yourself, or you never listen. You are always like this. The words always and never, these are not just words describing a single behavior. They are a verdict on your entire character. They reach back through the decades and forward into the future, locking you inside a tiny box. At the very heart of the Buddha's awakening is the realization of anicca, impermanence, and anatta, non-self. We are not fixed, solid entities. We are like rivers, constantly flowing, constantly changing, constantly being shaped by the shores of our experiences. The person you were at 30 is not the person you are today. You have suffered. You have learned. You have softened. When someone says you always, they are actively denying your evolution. They are refusing to see the living, breathing human being sitting in front of them. Instead, they are interacting with a ghost, a fossilized story they wrote about you years ago, because it is easier for them to keep you in that box than to do the work of understanding who you have become. You are vast. You are reborn in every single breath. If a relationship insists on engaging only with a diminished, outdated version of you, it is not a relationship grounded in reality. You do not have to shrink yourself to fit into their story. We have walked through these 7 signs together. And now, I want to speak very carefully about what we do with this awareness. The path of the Buddha is never a path of anger. It is never a path of punishment, of building thick, cold walls and calling it strength. We do not recognize these signs, so we can cut people off with a sense of self-righteous satisfaction. The people who say these things are often not malicious. They are simply unaware. They carry their own deep conditioning, their own unseen wounds. We must hold infinite compassion for their suffering. But, and this is the climax of true compassion, understanding someone's suffering does not mean you must absorb it. You can love someone deeply and still choose not to be harmed by them. In fact, stepping back from a toxic dynamic is an act of profound spiritual care for both of you. By removing yourself as the target of their unmindful speech, you protect your own heart, and you also prevent them from generating more unskillful karma. Protecting your inner peace, your citta, is not selfish. It is your ultimate spiritual responsibility. How do we apply this? I offer you a very simple, quiet practice. Let us call it the energy compass. After your next visit with someone, before you start the engine of your car, or perhaps as you sit at your kitchen table with a cup of tea, give yourself 5 quiet minutes. Close your eyes. Take 1 slow, deep breath in and let it out. Do not analyze the conversation. Do not dissect who was right and who was wrong. Just drop your awareness down into your body and ask yourself one honest question. Do I feel lighter, or do I feel heavier than before I arrived? That is your compass. Just the quiet, honest signal of your own heart. If you feel lighter, water that relationship like a sacred garden. But if you feel heavier, consistently, repeatedly, over time, let that be the truth. You do not owe endless presence to spaces that slowly drain your spirit. At this season of your life, with all that you have lived, all that you have loved, and all the storms you have survived, your peace is the most precious thing you possess. Choose the doors where you are welcomed with joy. Choose the tables where your truth is honored. May you recognize the companions who lift you toward wisdom. May you have the gentle courage to release what no longer serves your peace. May you be peaceful. May you be happy. May you walk in light. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Before you go, I want to ask you something. Of the 7 phrases we explored today, which one have you encountered the most on your journey? Leave just the number in the comments below. You do not need to explain. Simply naming it is a step toward letting it go. If this Dharma talk brought some stillness to your day, please share it with someone who might need to hear it. And if you haven't yet, I warmly invite you to subscribe and join our community. Next week, we will explore the beautiful opposite, the signs of true spiritual friendship. Until then, dear friends, walk gently.